Hello and welcome to the second episode of AusTruck News, bringing you a look at the week that was in Australian trucking and a global splash. The FIA Truck Racing Series wrapped up this last week with Team Titan MAN taking it out, followed by Team de Boulogne von Iveco and Team Borgata Freightliner third. Australian truck manufacturer SEA Electrics has received a 1,000 truck order from GATR in the US, built on 6 to 8 tonne GVM Hino chassis. SEA is now headquartered in Los Angeles and have been pushing hard the last 18 months for penetration. To give you an idea of scale, Merchant Fleet, partnered with GATR, have committed $2.65 billion to change over 50% of its fleet to electric by 2030. The ex-Holden 877 hectare Lang Lang Research and Proving Ground, situated between Melbourne and Phillip Island, is on sale again. There are whispers that Lindsay Fox, who also owns the Anglesea ex-Iveco International Proving Ground, may be interested. Volvo commits 50% of its production at Wacol to be electric by 2030. That's good news for local production and obviously infrastructure spend at Wacol. Queensland is rolling out seatbelt cameras from November 1st. It'll be very interesting to see the accuracy that these cameras have in relation to trucks. The NHVR is trialling a process in lieu of proceeding to court in some cases for safety breaches that will allow companies to spend the equivalent to the fine on safety procedures. This will be a benefit to company and community, hopefully. The ATA have highlighted that a new National Transport Commission fatigue management proposal will cost a typical loaded interstate driver approximately $24,000 a year. The ATA is asking for the HVNL to be simplified, and I'm sure more red tape and costs isn't what the industry needs. WA's McGowan government has added $10 million to its already $60 million hydrogen development plan, especially for transport operators, equipment manufacturers and producers to team up to submit EOIs for the hydrogen fuel transport program. Staying on hydrogen, the Heavy Duty Vehicle Hydrogen Industry Group have set up refuelling standards of H70HF refuelling rate of 10 kilograms a minute. Rough figures, 15 to 20 minutes fueling time for 1,000 kilometres of travel, based on single trailer operation. One of the most aggressively expanding visibility startups has reached Melbourne. Project 44 is a leading real-time transportation visibility supply chain provider focusing on ports in-out and trucking scheduling. Having access to appropriate and clean rest areas for drivers has always been a challenge, whether it's a lack of amenities, parking spaces off highway and truck stops, and even caravans camping in truck bays. There are constantly real challenges for basic needs. It is a global problem, so much so that Ontario, Canada are having to introduce legislation to mandate access to toilets and washrooms for drivers of all places of operation. Sounds like a good idea. Something that may be on the horizon for Australia is the BP Mercedes trial in the UK for digital payment systems. The truck directly logs the fuel transaction, paying for the fuel itself. No need for fuel cards or even entering the mileage. The driver is still required to pump though. The highly universal on-off-road Mercedes Unimog has just had its 75th anniversary, celebrating with a parade of ages at Gaggenau. It really is a go-anywhere truck. I said last week I'd go further into some big happening JVs. Let's start with Daimler and Volvo, an intention to develop, produce and commercialise fuel cell systems for heavy-duty truck applications. Iveco and Nikola, to accelerate industry transformation towards emission neutrality of Class 8 heavy-duty trucks in North America and Europe through the adoption of fuel cell technology. Navistar and GM, to launch a hydrogen truck ecosystem, a complete zero-emission solution for long-haul transportation. Tratton Group and Chinese CNHTC, Their MAN and Sinotruck offshoots will intensify technology and procurement cooperation. Australia knows this JV as Sitrac. Tratton Group and Hino to intensify electromobility cooperation, meaning VW and Toyota will speed up development for products such as battery and fuel cell technology. Isuzu and Hino, commercial vehicle partnership in developing electric, hydrogen and autonomous technologies. Daimler, Volvo and Tratton to develop an electric battery charging network for long-haul trucks and buses. Cummins and Rush Enterprises to produce natural gas CNG, RNG powertrains. Kenworth and Toyota to develop fuel cell electric heavy-duty trucks. There's 9 big ones, but plenty more out there as the race for new tech perfection intensifies. It makes the headaches of the 2011 Aussie rollout of AdBlue versus EGR seem like a distant memory. Tip of the week given to me from Brian from Welshpool. He put me onto this Beaurepairs website. Disclaimer, I have no association with Beaurepairs, just found it a good website. It emphasised the importance of checking tyre pressure. For example, a heavy rigid or single trailer prime mover running just 2 bar under optimum can cost you 3% in fuel economy due to increased rolling resistance. Data from Continental Tires suggests 34% of drivers frequently run underinflated. Fleetmaintenance.com suggests inspecting at least once a month minimum and to check and inflate when cold. Next week, I want to delve into the truck driving shortage facing Australia and the proposed solutions. We are definitely not alone, as seen in the UK and US over the last month. I'll leave you this week with a couple of shots of the new medium-heavy vocational Peterbilt 567 and 579, launched at Gateway Canyon Resort last week. Thank you and safe trucking.